Hi everybody, how are you doing? I hope everybody is well. Today I wanted to share with you my history with one of my all-time favorite decks, which is the Thoth Tarot deck, of course. This is the deck that truly set me on my path as a tarot reader. And I feel that every time that I use this deck, I go deeper and deeper into the mysteries of divination and the cards. I also wanted to tell you about a book that I just recently got about the Thoth deck. And I wanted to recommend this book to all of you. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my personal history with the Thoth deck. I started reading the tarot when I was 15. My mom is a diviner and reader as well, but she uses the playing cards. And I, growing up, saw several movies that had the tarot cards in them. And I was really interested in finding a deck. And I found one in a store. It was the Rider-Waite deck. And at that time in Israel, this is pretty much the only deck you could find. So I started learning and working with the Rider-Waite deck and tried to find some books on the tarot. And one of the books that I found was the Tarot Workbook by Angie Arian. Now that of course was in Hebrew, and I was reading it and trying to study as much as I could and process and compute as much as I could. When you're 15, you know, it's a little hard to do. So some time passed, and I realized that in the end that the book itself is based on this deck that I had no idea which deck it was. And at the end of the book, there were color pictures of this gorgeous deck, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I really would love to put my hands on the deck. And then at the age of 21, I moved to the United States, and really this is when I started deepening much more into the tarot and coming back to my interest again after maybe a few years that I wasn't working with it so much. So I had my the Tarot Workbook with me, which I still own to this day. And I also got a book from a friend just to read, and it was Diary of a Drag Fiend. And I read that book. I thought it was pretty cool. And then I realized that the name of the author, Aleister Crowley, really rang a bell within my being. But I was thinking to myself, God, I have no idea. And then, of course, I went to the internet and I tried to research, and oh my God, I realized that this book by Angie Arian that I owned, that I worked with throughout the years, had been actually using the cards from the Thoth deck. And I was like, whoa, blown away. So of course I ordered my first Thoth deck and started working with it, and it really set me on a whole new and deeper path, working with the tarot and divination, and really trying to connect to my higher self and trying to connect to my own being and who I was in the world. So time passed, and of course I bought other decks and started collecting them and using them and looking for more color and different approaches and collages and whatnot. But throughout the years, I would always come back somehow to the Thoth deck and then go away from it. Now, this year, I actually made a commitment, and you probably saw my other video about the working decks, but the Thoth deck is one of the decks that I committed to study this year. And I wanted to get more information, different information about how to work with this deck. And I actually ordered this book, The Tarot and the Magus, and it's by Paul Hughes-Barlow, and you can find his wonderful YouTube channel, and he also have a great website, Super Tarot. And I even got a little dedication because I ordered directly from Paul to Nadia on your tarot journey. And this book is pretty cool. The main focus of the book is working with opening of the key spread that was handed down by Golden Dawn, and Paul did quite extensive work with the spread, and he teaches us how to use it. Mainly the first two operations of the spread, which is shuffling and cutting it to 4 piles, as well as choosing one pile and reading this whole string of cards. And he talks about how to count them and pair them, and also on meanings and how they're connected within different groups of cards, how to read pairs, how to understand dignities, elemental dignities. It's pretty cool. For instance, you can see that he works with the Empress, the Moon, and the Fours, and he goes through the whole system like that. And there is, of course, Kabbalah, Gematria, astrology, and whatnot. This is really good stuff. I just got it. I'm really excited about it, and I'm planning to read it, and probably will have to reread it and reread it. But yeah, I thought that might be something interesting for you guys who work with the Thoth deck or interested in going a little bit to a more advanced route, because I think that opening of the key is like a whole other level of being able to read the cards and a whole other level of spreads. So yeah, I'll be working on that. I definitely want to incorporate opening of the key in my readings and counting and so forth. But anyway, I thought I'd share my story with you and recommend this great book. And if you have any questions or comments, please, let me know. I'd love to continue this conversation going and turn it from a monologue to a dialogue. So let me know what you think, and I wish you a wonderful day.